Well, at the risk of boring you to death, here's a 10-minute video. And this isn't even the beginning of the piece. This is just some of the snippets from the final touch-ups. And in this section, I'm adding some dark. I wanted to work into the horse's shadow in the moonlight a little bit. Yes, there's a moon coming. And I just have to go back and constantly do lots of layers. I'm making a moon shape. I put a horse in it. Then I changed my mind. I decided I didn't really want to do that. That was a little too much, I think. And I have to go back and soften the edges of my moon and make it feel like it's, more part of the painting and not just a surface shape. So just adding the moon here and softening it a little bit. And a lot of times I end up having to do and redo and soften and reshape. And as you can see, I don't really use brushes, so I'm working with alternate tools, brayers, squeegees, fingers, paper towels to lift with a little solvent, lots of different things, using more of a circular shape there. And I dropped it, so I'm like frustrated with myself, but that's just all part of the journey. I didn't want the moon to be like perfectly round, so I'm just messing with it a little bit. Well, I'll come back to that moon later. I thought I'll take my Brayer's edge and add a little more interest to these horses. I really want them to have that feeling of just dancing or movement in the moonlight on this panel. And sometimes I have to put stuff on, take stuff off, rework it, play around with it a little bit just to kind of give it that feeling of looseness, but yet controlled. I think you probably get what I'm trying to say. I like using my brayer for these marks. It really takes my hand out of it in terms of being overly controlled, because one of the things that I don't want to come across on my artwork is that it's too tight and overly controlled, because that's not who I am. That's not how I like to represent the pieces that I do. Being an abstract painter at heart, I really want to pull out the abstract elements of a piece and give it painterly, more of a painterly effect. And here I'm just trying to decide where to put some additional marks, and I want them to be random, not random, don't want to repeat too much, so I end up playing around with it, taking it off, adjusting. It's just always a back and forth negotiation. Well, this was the fun part. I wanted to make some stars, so just using the tip of a tool, creating some stars. It's a starry night with moon. The horses are dancing. And I'm just having fun imagining all that. Once I get these stars in, they're a little bit lumpy. So you're going to see me take my roller and flatten them out some so that they are a little bit bigger too, I guess, when I roll them out, and smushes the paint in so they show up a little bit better. And then, of course, after I got the stars in, I realized I didn't really have enough of the yellow reflected in the horses, so I had to go back and add some more. Just well, now I'm back to softening the moon and finishing this piece. I've enjoyed working on it. I didn't get to video the beginning of it, putting the whole thing together, but I'm hoping that from just watching this you can see part of the journey of making art for me and what I think about and how I resolve my problems. It's kind of technical, but this piece sure packs a lot of mood. Hope you enjoy it. Thanks.